Hello, Top Shot. I would like to thank the History Channel, the producers, and their advertisers for putting a show on like this and giving someone like me the opportunity to win $100,000. We talk about skills. When it comes to skill set, I am a prodigy and a savant when it comes to shooting. I never had a learning curve. I've been able to shoot my whole life. When it comes to skill, I took a muzzleloader, this muzzleloader right here, and I went and won the West Virginia State Muzzleloading Silhouette Championship about 4 or 5 years ago. After that fact, I was injured in a mining accident and had my hand crushed by a bulldozer, and I was not able to compete after that. I couldn't hold a gun up because my forearm was smashed. I recently, just probably 10 or 15 days ago, completed a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering at a local college here because I had to be retrained. I want to talk about my history. First off, I don't know how you guys could put on a show without having one of Buffalo Bill Cody's descendants. We'll also talk about history. My mom's great-great-great-grandpa, he was sent over here by the king for hunting on his land and hunting on the king's land on Sunday, and so they loaded him up during some of the criminals that they sent over here, and I'm glad they did, but just shows you some of the history in my family. On my dad's side, my dad's family, they kind of grew up like the Clampetts. They had to hunt for the food, and they, you know, back in several years ago, there was no such thing as food stamps and any kind of aid that they could get, so they had to hunt for their food, and the only way they survived was off of the gun and off of what they could kill and eat and trap and those kind of things. I would like to talk about my competitive spirit. For the last probably 10 years, up until I was injured, I fought in the Tough Man several times. I never won, but I was a competitor, and as you can see, I am not in ideal shape, but I am a boxer, and we put on and take off weight really quickly. If you call me and tell me that you want me on your show, I will be in excellent shape by the time the show starts or by the time that you put me out there. For the last probably 5 or 6 years since I've been injured, I have been working in the corners and being competitive with those guys. What people would say about me, people would say that I am fair, but I'm firm. I stand by what I say. When I tell you something that's the truth, I stand up for what I believe. Also, my friends would say that I am an agitator. One of my favorite basketball players was Dennis Rodman, and Dennis Rodman wasn't really what you'd call an excellent basketball player, but he knew how to play the head game, and he could really get those people outside of their game. We have a saying here in the state of West Virginia, well, it's kind of worldwide as far as hunters go. We would rather be lucky than good, and we've seen on the show that luck has an awful lot to do with how things turn out. You may be the very best shot, but you can count on luck as to go along. There's a little joke that I'm reminded of when I talk about the show and I see the show and see how it's played. These two hunters were going hunting one morning, and they got up and they was getting ready for the trip, and one of the guys got up and started sliding on tennis shoes, and the guy looked at him and said, "Don't you know we're going hunting?" He said, "Yeah, I know we're going hunting, but there's bears out there, and I want to be able to get away from them." He said, "Well, you can't outrun a bear." He said, "I don't have to outrun a bear. All I have to do is outrun you." And that's the idea with this Top Shot show. You don't have to beat everybody there. All I have to beat is one competitor at a time to be the next Top Shot. Send everybody else to the house and make them history.